All right, guys. Paul Singh, the market speculator with bullsonwallstreet.com with the weekly swing trade report for the week of August 22nd, 2016. Usually these come pre-market or Sunday evening. Today, a little later during going into the market close. So because of that, why don't I go ahead and show you guys right away a trade entry I took today. Trade report members were alerted to this a few minutes ago. That's Twilio, Twlo. This has been a high flyer here. I'm sure many of you guys have been watching this. It's been on our watch list for a while here. We actually traded this earlier before earnings and had to get out before the big move. But now that we've had that big run and pullback, there were a couple of things that could have happened here. We got this big inverted hammer. That's the signal for a pullback, which we got. And oftentimes these pullbacks will test the 9 here, which Twilio has done Friday, but wasn't the strongest signal yet. So I wanted to see confirmation today. And we got that today with today's little bounce here. So a 6% move, $3.30 bounce, which is a pretty significant move. But relative to the way this stock moves, there's still a lot of upside. And it's just the beginning of what could be this reversal pivot and then bounce here. So that's what we're treating this as, kind of a reversal play off the pullback, resumption of the initial trend, and we're using a loose stop here, and then the target will be at the top of the range, and hopefully we even get a breakout here. So that's the idea behind this trade. I took another earnings breakout pullback setup a few minutes ago here. But let's get into what we normally do here in these weekly reports. Take a look at SPY here. Now, what's our bias going into this week? And we're still in that uptrend. We're still at these all-time highs. We're still holding the 9. As long as we're at these levels and everything's good under the hood, which I don't have time to analyze completely right now, but essentially we're looking at things like new highs, new lows, breakouts, confirmations of moves, how the sectors are moving, how different groups of stocks are moving. That all looks pretty good at this point. So we're going to be slightly bullish, even though we are somewhat extended. We've consolidated for a while here, and we've had these long consolidations. So this first test of all-time highs, we consolidated for about 2.5 to 3 weeks here. And now we've got this second kind of mini break. It wasn't that big of a break like this initial one was. And again, we're on our we're past our second week here of consolidation. But the nice thing is it's really rare through one of these consolidations to hold the 9 all the way through, and we've done that. So I would expect at some time volatility is going to come back in the market. The question is which way, and we're playing it slightly bullish. I do have one short position. I've got about, I think it's 4 or 5 longs now, although my gold position, I don't necessarily think of that as a long in terms of my portfolio balance, because we know if the market tanks, there could be a flight to safety, and then gold will move up. So in a way, that's almost like a little hedge. But we are slightly bullish, no aggressive bets here. We always want to see if IWM is confirming, and IWM is. It's looking nicely. That means the broader market, the small caps are doing really well. Then some key sectors we're watching. Oil, I want to see this pullback. We had a fantastic trade here off this oversold bounce all the way to late last week. And now it's pulling back. I'd like to see how it handles these moving averages and some of these open gaps here. And if we get a pullback, I'll look for another resumption of trend play. But I still like this overall sector where we just could be starting a pullback. Same goes for energy, which is always related to oil here. I would like to make an energy play, but I need some confirmation of strength after we pull back here. So I'm watching energies very closely. Ton of energy stocks you could watch. I like OAS here. So I would take either ERX, which is the leveraged ETF, or OAS here. And then biotech, IBB, looking very strong today. I almost considered actually entering. And here we can see the leveraged ETF, and this is the small cap leveraged ETF. And there's a difference between IBB, XBI, LABU, and some of these other ETFs that you need to know when you're trading. And speaking of biotech, that's a good way to segue into tomorrow's webinar. So there's a free webinar tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, where I'm going to do a webinar based on how I trade biotech stocks, what I'm looking for, the things to be concerned about, the different ETFs and how to play them, the difference between these bigger cap biotechs that are safer to trade and some of the more junk type of biotechs, and the way they move in relation to other stocks. They tend to be more volatile, and we need to know how to trade that volatility. So tomorrow, if you can, webinar, you can go to the Bulls on Wall Street page or go to any one of our Twitter pages, and you should be able to sign up there. So that's it for the weekly swing trade report. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully I will see you at the webinar tomorrow. And don't forget, there's the swing trade alert service, and you can always sign up on that on Bulls on Wall Street. Talk to you guys later.